So in this video we are going to deal with human excretory system. So the human excretory system consists of kidneys, ureter, urethra and urinary bladder, whereas these two occur in pairs. That is, we have pair of kidneys and ureter. You know pair, it has two. So a pair of kidneys and pair of ureter. So first, kidney, you know, it is the major organ of our excretory system. So kidney, actually kidney, we know the two main things, basic things we know about kidney is it is a reddish brown colored, it has a tough capsule and its length. So you know the shape of the kidney, it is a bean shaped one. So its length is 10 to 12 centimeter, its width is 5 to 7 centimeter and its thickness, that is this thickness area is 2 to 3 centimeter. So for an adult or normal adult, that is a healthy adult, has a kidney weight is 120 to 170 gram. So the digital values of kidneys are its length 10 to 12 centimeter, 5 to 7 centimeter width, its thickness 2 to 3 centimeter and its weight is 120 to 170 gram. So note this, it is gram, not kilogram, it is gram. So the length of it are mentioned in centimeters. So now here this region leads to this region of kidney is have some capillaries which leads blood vessels, capillaries and certain nerves enter the kidney through through this part of the kidney. So this region, that is this region of kidney is called as hilum. Whereas the hilum leads to the inner region is called as renal pelvis. So this renal pelvis has some small projections. That projections are called as calyces. So now the external structure is its length and it has an ending called hilum through which the blood vessels, nerves enter and the ureter. The ureter starts in the hilum and renal pelvis, and the renal pelvis has some projections called as calyces. So this kidney has the outer surface called as cortex and an inner surface, and its inner surface is called as medulla. So the inner surface medulla has medullary pyramids, that is the conical shaped medullary pyramids, which will be in the shape of pyramids. So it will be in this shape inside, and this will be inside the kidney. It will be located here, here and here. So in this place the cortex, that is the outer region cortex, if two medullary rays are here it is a region. That is, the cortex extends between two medullary pyramids. So that region is called as renal. That region we tell it as renal column. So it is called as column of Burtony. So the renal column is called as column of Burtony. So this is the structure of kidney. So the next is the kidney has actually two parts. One is glomerulus. Before we get into the part, the functional unit of kidney is nephron, because each kidney we have 1 million nephrons. So we have 1 million nephron in each kidney. So this nephron has two parts, that is glomerulus and renal tubule. So glomerulus and renal tubule are two parts of nephron. Nephron is the structural and functional unit because it is 1 million in each kidney. So we have 1 million nephrons in our kidney. Where we have a pair of kidneys. In each kidney we have 1 million nephrons. The nephron, the first part is glomerulus and the second part is renal tubule. So the nephron starts with glomerulus. That is, glomerulus is actually a tuft of capillaries. It is located here and it has an afferent arteriole and an efferent arteriole. The afferent arteriole is the starting of renal artery, that is the blood is carried into the glomerulus apparatus by afferent arteriole and it exits out of glomerulus through efferent arteriole. So this is it is a tuft of capsule, whereas when we take to renal tubule, it starts with the Bowman's capsule. So its first part starts with Bowman's capsule. So the renal tubule's first part is Bowman's capsule. It is located the outer region of it forms a cap-like structure in the so it surrounds the glomerulus apparatus like a cap-like structure and it bounds the glomerulus and this is the Bowman's capsule where the renal tubule starts. So the glomerulus along with Bowman's capsule is called as Malpighian body. Or it is also called as renal corpuscle. So this Bowman's capsule then extends and forms the distal proximal convoluted tubule. So the first part after Bowman's capsule is formed as proximal convoluted tubule and this proximal convoluted tubule extends, that is it continues to form Henle's loop. Whereas the Henle's loop has two parts, the ascending and the descending part. So here the structure comes like this. So it is the glomerulus apparatus, the afferent and efferent. So this is the Bowman's capsule that surrounds. The renal tubule goes into the proximal convoluted tubule. It is also a highly coiled one. Then here occurs a long tube. So this is called as Henle's loop. So it has an ascending and a descending part. So the descending part of Henle's loop leads to the formation of distal convoluted tubule. So this is the structure of renal tubule. That is, it starts with the Bowman's capsule, then it forms the proximal convoluted tubule, then it forms the Henle's loop, then the descending limb of the Henle's loop forms the distal convoluted tubule. So this distal, every nephrons has this structure and this structure, that is every nephron's distal convoluted tubule joined together, that is it extends and it comes to a common collecting duct. So this common pipe, so many distal convoluted tubules are connected to this and it is called as collecting duct. So this is the structure of nephron. So first it starts, the nephron consists of two parts, glomerulus, then Bowman's, then the renal tubule. The renal tubule starts with Bowman's capsule, then proximal convoluted tubule and it consists of Henle's loop. Henle's loop consists of two limbs, ascending and descending lift. The descending lift then leads to the formation of distal convoluted tubule and the distal convoluted tubule of many nephrons joined together in the collecting duct. So the next is now when we take the Henle's loop, that is the lengthy part of the Henle's loop, this may be short or long. So in many of the nephrons, this loop of Henle is maximum short and some of them may be long. So this short stops in the cortical region, that is it stops at the cortex region itself. So it is called as cortical nephron. If the loop does not meet the medulla, then it is called as cortical nephron. When this meets the medulla, that is when it meets the medullary pyramid, then it is called as juxtamedullary apparatus. So it is called as juxtamedullary apparatus. So this this formation, that is this length of the loop of Henle denotes whether it is cortical nephron or juxtamedullary apparatus. But maximum of them are short whereas some of them have long Henle's loop and it is called as juxtamedullary apparatus. Whereas this when this loop of Henle is long, this efferent arteriole, that is the glomerular apparatus, has afferent and efferent arteriole. This efferent arteriole forms then further arises and forms parallel to Henle's loop. That is, if Henle's loop is arranged in this pattern, it forms it surrounds these tuft capillaries, surrounds the Henle's loop, that is surrounds the renal tubule and forms the vasa recta. So this vasa recta is mainly present in the long, that is juxtamedullary apparatus, whereas it is maximally absent in cortical nephrons, or it is short or absent in cortical nephrons. So this is the human excretory system. So again, once again I am repeating, which starts with the structural unit starts with kidney. The kidney is the nephron, that is nephron is the structural and functional unit of kidney. So nephron consists of glomerular apparatus and glomerular and the renal tubule. Glomerular apparatus consists of afferent arteriole and efferent arteriole, where blood enters through the afferent and exits through the efferent. Whereas when we take renal tubule, it starts with Bowman's capsule, then it extends to proximal convoluted tubule, and then it consists of loop of Henle. That is, the loop of Henle consists of two limbs, ascending lymph and descending lymph, whereas the descending lymph leads to the distal convoluted tubule. The many distal convoluted tubule of many nephrons are connected together, joined at the common tubular structure called collecting duct. So this collecting duct enters into the nephron. So according to the length of the Henle's loop, it may be short or long. If it is short, it is called as cortical nephron. If it is long, it is called juxtamedullary nephron. So these two nephrons, when the loop of Henle is long, it consists of vasa recta, which starts from the efferent arteriole, which arises from the efferent arteriole, and it surrounds the renal tubule and forms vasa recta. This vasa recta may be absent or short in cortical nephrons. Thank you.